Buildin', buildin', buildin' with Goose.
Hey guys, before this video begins, I would like to say that I expected this to actually go up after I uploaded a Achievement Hunter community video. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find a partner, and every partner I did find, they were either too busy or I just couldn't find them anymore. So this may seem kind of weird, but just keep in mind that this was supposed to go up after I made a Achievement Hunter community video, which just didn't happen. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird, so just keep that in mind. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that Achievement Hunter community video, so that's a bummer, but please enjoy what I did make afterwards. It's a little weird, but just enjoy it.
Hey guys, I'm Goose, and I'm going to show you how I built Super Battle Beatdown. The inspiration kind of came to me after I made Super Battle Boxing, which is one that you haven't seen before, I'm pretty sure, because I'm not going to show that. Super Battle Boxing, in essence, is Super Battle Beatdown, but one-on-one on top of a building, and it's like super easy to fall off the building. It's pretty awesome. I love the hand-to-hand combat in this game. It's really well done, just like in GTA 4. I absolutely love the combat. I love the counters, the dodging, the kicks you can do, the knockdowns, all that stuff, stomping. I really love it, and I wanted to make a map or a game depending all on just hand-to-hand combat. But I know that's not really an attractive concept to grasp, especially when you're playing a game like this where you just run around and steal cars and shoot people and take cover and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority when I say that I love the combat. I think it's a little dumbed down when it comes to the hand-to-hand. I remember it being a lot better, at least having, more counters than just the one. You know what I'm talking about. There's like 2 counters in this game. You kick them down, and that's it. And then you punch them like 1 and twice right in the jaw, and it's really cool. But I wanted to see more counters than that. But whatever. As you can see there, I tested out the whole hand-to-hand combat. The original idea was that we were fighting in I wanted to have like something attractive to the hand-to-hand combat, and I wanted to be like in a battle zone, like to be like have hazards and everywhere, like fire going off. But of course, the creator mode for GTA 5 is just not that free. You can't really do that much. You can only set up here. You can put buildings here and there, or rather construction sites here and there, and that's about it. You can't really put hazards. You can't even put like a battle arena, and that was the problem I had, was that there was no way to put like you're out of the battle zone sort of thing, like in Halo Reach, where you can do that, or Halo 4 where you can make custom maps, and if you left the battle zone, that's it, you're done, you're dead. But in here, you don't have that. That's when I realized that there was this thing right here. The original highway that I had didn't work out because, again, I couldn't block off every side. People were going to find a way to escape the battle zone and just fuck around, and it was going to be a complete mess. So I had to find a place that was concealed, a bit more dangerous to escape. So as you can see, I can put barriers right here on the bridges. And that would, create a sort of battle zone that you can't really escape. I mean, sure, you can jump off the bridge, but that might kill you. And I have tested it. It does kill you half of the time. But the problem was I still wanted that hazard. And I was still thinking, okay, if I block out the bridge, the hazard that I originally intended to have isn't going to exist. The whole cars going by, whizzing by, and that was the idea. That would have been really cool if I could just have people fighting fist to fist while cars are blazing through. Like, it was like rush hour and people are fighting and there's cars coming by and you could be run over potentially. That's really awesome. At least in my mind it was. It just didn't work on the other highway. In this one, however, there's a greater potential for this. But again, the whole problem with me blocking off the roads meant that I couldn't get anybody to drive through. So that would eliminate the process of having a danger zone. So all I did right now was just mess around with these settings. I have my AC on, and that's going to interfere with my fucking mic. Close the AC now. I just didn't know, and I did a sloppy job with this one, so I didn't know what to do. But while this is going on, I'll explain something. Super Battle Beatdown is a part of the Super Battle series, as already shown. There's Super Battle Bazooka, Super Battle Beluga. There's a bunch of Super Battles, and they're all, yes, they are all alliterated to match up with each other. The reason I made the Super Battle series, I don't know, I just wanted these extreme conditions. Usually you would see maps created by the community that aren't really that great, and I won't say that mines are amazing or perfect either, but they were fine. Like, I wanted to make extremes. That's what Super Battle is. They are the extremes of battle. And this is when I realized I found a really weird glitch where the cars went through the gates, the barriers that I built, but for some reason they couldn't pass through them, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. What the hell is going on? Now, of course, the battle ended because I put in, like, way too few kills. And I was like, what the hell's going on? There's, like, cars whizzing by, and what? I don't understand what the hell's going on. And this added not only the element of danger, but the element of fun without a huge risk. Like, when I had the original highway, you can get a car and you can just drive off. There was no way of stopping you. Yeah, there were barriers, sure, but you can get past. A smart player can get past those barriers. But here, you're confined to traffic jam. You have all these cars around you. You can't really go that far either. There's that fucking truck that fell down. Yeah, you can't go that far. There are too many cars, and the street is blocked off, and there are more cars coming in. So that added not only the danger of having all these cars and potentially a player going inside a car and running you over, but there's the fact that somebody can hijack you, take your fucking car, and run you over with that same car you're using. And that was way better than I had intended. It was just awesome. I don't want to say brilliant, but it was. I thought it was just really, really cool. I had trouble understanding why this was happening. Why in the world were these cars coming through these gates? As you can see, there's a barrier behind me. There's barriers all over. Yet somehow they're still coming through. How and why? And I realized why it was happening. It happened because I am so far away from the barriers. The barriers haven't properly loaded. So that means because the barriers haven't loaded, they technically don't exist. So cars are coming through because the barriers haven't loaded. They haven't made a physical screen. Sure, they're right there and everything. You can see them. But the properties of being a physical static item hasn't loaded. So they just kept coming through and through, and that made me realize, okay, I can't make this a 16-person battle match because I hit that chick. I can't make this a 16 battle match because that would mean too many players on the board, meaning that the original glitch that I have intended won't work because there will be people on the far side to the left, to the right, on the other bridge to the left and the right, and that would mean that the assets of the barriers, and that's me testing out if you fall off the bridge, you will die. Yeah, you will die. Well, 50% of the time. And this part, I'm standing around because I had to take a piss. I didn't bother to stop the testing. Anyways, yeah, that would mean that there were too many players, and that meant the barriers were loaded. That meant the glitch wouldn't work, and it wouldn't be as fun. It would just be a regular stupid match. That's the example right there. The properties loaded right as soon as that car came through, and it got stuck, and it flipped over, and it was really weird. It's awesome. I loved it.
So with all this in mind, I had to rearrange this so that way the barriers wouldn't fuck up the whole thing. Because if I had too many players on board, then the glitch wouldn't work, the whole thing wouldn't work. It just would be a disaster and be really boring. Nobody would want to play it. So I had to make it so the players are few, but weren't too little that there wasn't enough enjoyment. I had to understand that there had to be enough players so it could be not broken, but also fun. I mean, it's broken because the barriers are glitched and shit, but that's part of the plan. But the other problem that I had that was like scrounging around in my mind was that, you know, the guys I'm fighting right now. Oh yeah, and I fell. There was an issue where if I fell through the cracks, I couldn't really get back up unless I committed suicide. So that was a thing. So if anybody survived the fall, that would kind of be bad. So I mean, I can't completely block off the thing because fucking Rockstar won't. There's no way to make a bridge, and that would be so awesome if I could make bridges in this game. I don't know how. If it's possible, I don't know how. But for now, I can't do it, so I can't really fill up that gap that's right there. So I put in that, make sure there's, you know, a bit more protection, so that way people don't fall through again, like I did. But there's still the factor that, you know, it might not work. The thing I love about these barriers is that you can't really jump on them. You can't climb them at all. They're just like the right enough height so you can't jump over them. So that's good. I don't know what else to say other than that. Oh yeah, the problem was that I knew that there was going to be smarter players. These NPCs don't do the testing justice at all. Because the NPCs only use the items that you give them. They can't pick up items. They can't drive cars. Even if you want them to, they can't do anything else other than just use the items you gave them. Honestly, the creator mode is kind of good, but it's also pretty terrible at the same time. So I had to make sure that everything worked properly with real humans. And playing with NPCs sure as hell wasn't going to give me that. Started to make more spawn points. I don't remember why. Oh yeah, I wanted more players, I think. How many players do I have? I don't remember. Let's see. 26? How many spawn points is that? Just divide that by 2. 24. There's 12 players. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, the cars. The cars, right? Fuck. I lost my train of concentration. I'm sorry. The cars were a big problem. Real people, real smart people at least, were going to use the fucking cars to run people over. Of course, the backfire of the whole cars thing is that you're kind of stuck. You can't really drive much. You can't really go anywhere. But the point is, you still had a car, and you have more protection, and you had basically another weapon. So the next thing I wanted to do to sort of, I guess, balance this out was to use a grenade. I don't use a grenade for quite a while. But I eventually do use the grenade, and that's the version I'm using right now. At first I didn't know how to use the grenade, because the grenades, they're kind of, if you have them all over like that, they were kind of a little too obvious, and that would mean too many people would use them. But I kind of really still wanted people to use them, because that would be the counter to the people in cars. And trust me, the explosions from people being in a car bundled up like this, and an explosion like that, that's freaking awesome. Trust me, I've seen it. The grenades had to be someplace where it was easy to get, but it was sort of hidden. And see, that's what I mean. The grenades. That's awesome. The fucking explosion, awesome. The grenades were, I wanted to place them somewhere where they're sort of hidden, but people know they're there, because you can't really hide a weapon in this game. The map tells you where every weapon is. So, but I could sure as hell hide them. So I did hide them. In the updated version that I had, the one you guys saw was the one without the grenades. At first I tested it out and I was thinking, okay, maybe this is a little too powerful, because when you pick up a grenade, you get 25. And when you die with a weapon, you keep that weapon. So that's kind of a problem. So that would kind of mean people were,
if I had the grenades there, that would mean that people would stop using the cars because they know everybody has a fucking grenade. And I don't want the point of this game, of this mode at least, to be just use grenades. I want people to use their fists and possibly cars. So I'm still kind of conflicted on whether I should still have grenades or not. I hope you guys can tell me what you guys think, because I'm at a loss. I don't really know if I should have them as grenades or not have grenades. To grenade or not to grenade? That's the question. But other than that, everything went perfectly well, like accidentally well. This whole thing was kind of like a brilliant mistake. I had no idea this was all going to happen. At first, I just wanted to make a brawler, like on the streets. I wanted to have a danger zone, and luckily there's like the whole aspect of like having these cars running by and whizzing by and people in cars, and you can steal the cars. I love that. It's just the problem is I don't want people to always be in a car, so I wanted to counteract that with a grenade. But again, the creator isn't really that creative, so you can't really set how many grenades they pick up. They have to pick up the maximum, which sucks. And once you know the grenades are there and you're out of grenades, you're gonna go back to them. This is only a 5-minute game because I want it to be like this crazy ass thing, but I didn't want it to last very long. Like I just want it to be like a fun minute, 5-minute match. A fun minute? I said a fun minute. A 5-minute fun match where anything goes. You just blow up cars, do everything. But I still love the result. I think I like it way better without grenades, just because, again, I don't want the focus to be on having grenades and finding them in the bushes. They're well hidden. In the bushes, they're really well hidden. But, you know, you don't have to find them. You can just walk over them and you get them. So, yeah, that's all I had to say. Really love this map. Really loved how it went down. When I saw the bridge across this bridge, there's like a train track over there on the mountains. You've probably seen it a few times. I thought, oh man, I have another idea for another super battle. And I don't think I finished what my explanation of what super battles really are. Super battles are the extremes. They are the RPGs only, or fists only, or melee weapons only, or flamethrowers only kind of thing. They are the extremes set up into these like small confined areas, or sometimes large areas like super battle bazookas. That's what super battles are. Super battles are just this, like RPGs, but to the extremes, like bazookas to the extremes. And I like that. I don't know why I came up with the whole thing. I guess I was just really bored and I really wanted to create something with the creator. I love creators in video games, so I just wanted to do something. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on the next Let's Build with Goose. See you.